بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا استعينوا بالصبر والصلاة إن الله مع الصابرين ولا تقولوا لمن يقتل في سبيل الله أموات بل أحياء ولكن لا تشعرون ولنبلونكم بشيء من الخوف والجوع ونقص من الأموال والأنفس والثمرات وبشر الصابرين الذين إذا أصابتهم مصيبة قالوا إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون أولئك عليهم صلوات من ربهم ورحمة وأولئك هم المهتدون صدق الله العظيم.
Thank you, Shakur, for that beautiful recitation. Welcome, everybody, tonight to the first Lighthouse Gala. I hope everybody's having a good time. My name is Ibrahim Khalifa, and I'm the chairman of the board here at the Lighthouse. When we started the Lighthouse Project, nearly 10 years ago, in 2015, when Ferris came and talked to me about this project of his, it was just an idea. It was a thought, barely fully formed. We didn't know exactly what it would be, but we knew a couple of things. We knew that Dia Yusr and Razan's legacy must be carried forward. That collectively we needed a place, an institution that would inspire the next Dia Yusr and Razan. And secondly, that we needed a place and a way to bring community together, to deepen the bonds of fellowship, and through that, develop strength of faith and strength of character. If you remember back in 2015, we were in the cusp of political turmoil. And today here in 2024, we find ourselves again in that same state, where the importance of developing a strong Muslim identity and then leveraging that strength by showing others what we stand for, that importance has only increased. As a community, we needed, still need, and will continue to need a space that encourages fellowship on a foundation of strong faith, so we can confidently navigate the challenges that we've faced as individuals and as a community. Over the last decade, the Lighthouse has grown, and we've now crystallized our mission with clarity of focus and purpose. It's on the poster behind me, in fact. Everything that we do is about empowering through community and faith. And we are a complement to the masjid. So many people used to ask me, what do you guys do at the Lighthouse? And I think now, today, seeing this room full of people here to support us in our mission, I can confidently say that we have educated the community on what we do. Ultimately, we believe this is what leads to positive impact on both our individual communities and the community at at large. Our team continues to be tightly aligned on this mission, and we're excited to bring it to life. Tonight, you'll see updates from our staff and our volunteers on how they've successfully executed on this mission over the last year. One of the key developments that I wanted to share with you all tonight is that this year, the Our Three Winners Foundation decided to not only renew, but expand their grant, supporting the great work that we do here at the Lighthouse. We're excited to have their support, and I'd like to invite Arif Khan, board member of Our Three Winners Foundation, to share a few words with us.
All right, assalamu alaikum everyone. It's wonderful to see you all. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Arif Khan, and I'm here representing on behalf of the Our Three Winners Foundation as a board member, although you might sometimes find me parked in Commander Khan's parking spot at the Lighthouse, not to be confused with that Khan. I promised that I would be brief, so just three things that I wanted to share with you all. The first is a little bit of history. So when you think about the tragedy that occurred almost 10 years ago now, coming out of that process, there was a lot of good that came from it as well. And two of those immense goods were, one, the Lighthouse Project, which we're now sitting a part of and a part of here as a community. And the Lighthouse Project was obviously focused, as Ibrahim mentioned, to empower the youth, empower our community, focused heavily here on the Triangle. The Our Three Winners Foundation was the second thing that had also come out at that time. And the intent of the Our Three Winners Foundation was to develop an endowment, right? Because there was obviously a huge amount of money raised at the time of Diaz's passing when he was fundraising for going overseas to do a dental relief trip. And that money is now turned into an endowment. And the idea of Our Three Winners Foundation is to be a grant-making organization that funds purposes that enhance the causes of what Our Three Winners were fighting for. So just a little bit of background and history. The second thing I wanted to share was a lesson that we have learned at the Our Three Winners Foundation. And that is, this work is incredibly difficult. It is very, very difficult to hire staff, to run programs, to build community, to do it well, right? It is incredibly difficult. And so one of the things that we learned in these last 10 years of grant giving, and we've given to a lot of places, right? We've given to the Dior Dental Clinic, we've given to the 36 Seconds documentary screening, and of course we've given a Lighthouse. But one of the things we learned in these last 9 years or 10 years was one of the best places to give our money is to the Lighthouse Project. So I want to hear a round of applause for the amount of work that it takes for this group to be here today. Based on that lesson for us, and you heard Ibrahim reference this, the Our Three Winners Foundation is dedicated now to say that all of our proceeds that come from the endowment that we have created that's invested into Islamic mutual funds, all the proceeds of that for the next 3 years, we want to commit to the Lighthouse Project. So all of our grant money will be going there. Thank you. The third thing I wanted to share is actually then a lesson for all of us, which is as tragedy hits, right, as it did 9 years ago for us, alhamdulillah that we have Islam, and we have a huge ni'mah in Islam that it gives us a foundation and it gives us a way to think about these types of things, right? So if you think about what came out of it, I talked about it in the first part in the history, right? Two wonderful organizations, right, at the Lighthouse Project or the Our Three Winners Foundation, and many others, right, that I can't even stand up here and name, but there's been so much good that comes from it, and that should be a reminder to all of us that Islam has given us a blessing, that even in times of tragedy like that, there's good that can come from it, and inshallah that good outlives everybody in this room. So I encourage all of you today to make sure you continue that good with your giving, inshallah, when you're asked of it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Arif, for those kind words. You know, Arif referenced something in his talk. He talked about the blessing and the power of our faith. And that's what tonight's theme is really about, right? It's about resilience. It's about resilience through faith. It's about how do we continue, how do we strengthen ourselves to get through the difficult times. And mashallah, the next person I want to invite up and talk to us a little bit is somebody that's really been at the forefront of addressing and tackling those challenges that we've had as a community. She has worked tirelessly as the executive director and head of the Lighthouse over the last 3 years. With that, I'd like to invite Nadia to the podium.
Assalamualaikum. I want to begin by thanking each and every one of you for being here tonight. I know it hasn't been easy with the overwhelming news we receive daily, whether it's news from overseas or from as close as Western North Carolina, where so many are struggling. So your presence and support means so much. It really shows me how deeply you value the work of the Lighthouse Project and its impact on our community. And I hope that tonight is an opportunity for us to gather for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and for collective healing. We pray for ease for everyone suffering. The theme for this evening is resilience through community and faith. Our organization is a testament to this community's resilience. The Lighthouse Project was born out of a profound tragedy that shook us all. Instead of succumbing to hate and darkness, we united to spread love and light and to continue the legacies of our beloved three winners, Dia, Yusr, and Razan. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on them. The birth of this organization shows that in times of tragedy, our faith and our community is what makes us resilient and gets us through to create goodness for all. Living here in the Triangle of North Carolina, it's easy to think that we're far removed from the global events unfolding around us. But this past year has been a stark reminder that what affects our brothers and sisters on the other side of the world impacts us immensely, and in so many ways. There's a hadith of the Prophet ﷺ that says the ummah is like a body. When one part hurts, the whole body feels pain. I've seen that pain firsthand in the faces of our community members. Through our tears, through our trembling voices, and through the worry etched on our faces, I've seen that this past year the people of Palestine are always in our hearts and on our minds. We pray for an end to this horrific genocide and for peace to be restored for the people of Palestine and Muslims being oppressed all over the world. The Lighthouse Project does not exist without community. Our community is made up of people from so many backgrounds, including those who have directly been impacted by the attacks in Gaza and beyond. And we, as the Hadith states, have all felt the pain. As an organization, it was our duty to step up for our community. We opened up our space for healing circles, an open mic night to amplify Palestinian voices, and a letter writing event to ensure our voices are heard by people in our government. The Lighthouse Project also served as a site for protesters to organize, as well as hosted an event for children to raise funds for our Palestinian brothers and sisters in need. I'm so proud of each and every one of you who has participated in rallies and protests, and especially of the children who have advocated for Palestinians in their classrooms and beyond. You all know that the Lighthouse Project is so personal and close to my heart, but if I can get a little more personal for just a minute, I'm particularly proud of one individual who couldn't resist not being in the midst of the conflict when Allah has blessed him with the skills to help. So I want to give a heartfelt shout out to my husband, Ayaz Patan, who for spending 3 weeks in Gaza, I don't know where he is. He spent 3 weeks in Gaza not only healing people medically, but uplifting spirits while he was there. So, alhamdulillah, these are the moments that have truly shined in this time of darkness. Time and time again over the last year, the Lighthouse Project has created opportunities for us to come together, reminding us that through community and faith, we can be resilient to any challenge. To me, what the past 12 months have proven is that despite being Americans, our identity as Muslims is more important than ever. Our strength in our faith is more important than ever. Let us remember the powerful last words of Imam Marcellus Khalifa Williams before he was wrongfully executed. All praise be to Allah in every situation. No matter what injustices we face, it is our faith that carries us, that brings us peace and solace. For as Muslims, we understand that we don't live for this dunya. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on Imam Marcellus. This brings me to the other half of our mission. The Lighthouse Project cannot exist without faith. At the Lighthouse Project, we have focused on a majority of our programming on deepening and understanding our practice of our deen. We strive to not only offer opportunities to learn, but to do so in a judgment-free space that's accessible to all, because we're all at different points in our journey to get closer to Allah. This is the mission of the Lighthouse Project in action, bringing people together to grow in brotherhood and sisterhood, to learn and to become empowered. This is how we invest in a generation of more confident Muslims, and this is how we become resilient. The first step in accomplishing this, in accomplishing our mission, however, is getting people to come through the door. Over the last year, we put in a lot of effort into making the Lighthouse even more accessible and inviting than ever. While still a work in progress, we are taking steps to make people who are new to Islam, are coming back to Islam, or want to maintain strong ties to their Islam, feel welcome in the space. The biggest way we've done this is through our facilitation training. And here to speak on that are our facilitators.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, everyone. My name is Noura Mia. I am the operations manager of the Lighthouse building, as well as the beloved Cafe 1127.
And my name is Nadeem Sheikh. I attend Lighthouse from time to time, and we're both facilitators. This year, Lighthouse introduced facilitation to our and gave this group here an opportunity to step up as volunteer facilitators. Back in April, Lighthouse generously hosted an intensive 2-day workshop with a facilitation specialist from Center DC, and through that training, we got the tools that we needed to successfully implement facilitation at the Lighthouse.
So you may be wondering, what is facilitation? Simply put, facilitation is a means of making something easier. In the context of the Lighthouse, facilitation is a tool that we use in order to make our local Muslim communities access to their faith and their community as easy as possible. But instead of giving a really long-winded explanation about it, we did prepare a short video that shows how facilitation looks in action.
Things like, did you become a sheikh? So I know, like that was always love. I'm really surprised.
Hey, where do I find this?
Oh, you're just gonna go upstairs.
Hey, the lights are off?
We're getting ready to close in here, but Yasmin, can you go turn the light on in the hallway?
وقال الإمام أحمد في مسند الإمام أحمد ابن عباس أن أسامة بن زيد كان.
Has this ever happened to you? Gone to a new place and felt completely out of your element? Well, if so, you need facilitators. Facilitators are the state of the art, not quite employees who can make a world of a difference. They make signs, direct people, and make an all-around better experience. Don't believe me? Let's try this again, but let's place some facilitators strategically.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Did you register for the event?
Yeah, I should be registered in there, right?
What's your name?
Hassan?
I see it right here. Okay. If you want to grab a name tag and then you can go head upstairs. If you want to grab a coffee before the event, cafe is open.
Okay, thank you. Waalaikumsalam.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, good.
What do you recommend? This is my first time here.
Oh, really? Awesome. Are you here for the D&D event?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. You're gonna enjoy it. I would say a Shikshaksha. Everybody really likes them.
I'll go with that.
Okay. Can do.
Assalamualaikum everyone. We're about to start in 5 minutes, give or take. So if you guys want to follow me upstairs, we can get going. Here with you guys and talking to.
Hey, assalamualaikum guys, welcome in. Brothers on this side, sisters on this side. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum everyone. Thank you for coming out today to the lecture. I'm really looking forward to it. And before we get started, I just wanted to go over the guiding lights. And the guiding lights are basically just an opportunity for us to create a safe space in the lighthouse.
Another great event thanks to the subtle but important work of the Lighthouse Project facilitators.
Assalamualaikum everyone. I hope you enjoyed that video. I'm Yasmin Khan. I'm another one of your facilitators. And as you saw in the video, facilitation can be a variety of things. But at its core is making people feel welcome. As we know from the example of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the way we make people feel is of the utmost importance. Which is why a welcoming smile, having a well-communicated start to events and activities, or simply just having a clean and organized space have such a deep impact. These facilitation tactics are rooted in prophetic tradition, and they allow us at the Lighthouse to create an uplifting, caring environment for all of us to connect, learn, and grow with one another. With this aim in mind, our facilitation allowed us to introduce the guiding lights to our Lighthouse culture. To explain what these guiding lights are Alexis and Noor.
Yasmin. Salam, I'm Alexis.
And I'm Noor. If you've been coming to the Lighthouse in the past couple months, you're probably already at least a little bit familiar with our guiding lights.
The guiding lights are agreements or guidelines that help us facilitate a nurturing space for everyone who comes to the Lighthouse Project. They are posted and discussed at each event to make sure everyone is on the same page about the culture that we're trying to cultivate in our community.
The first guiding light is Lighthouse, Light Home. This is a reminder to all who come that this space is an amana, or trust, and that when we're called to take care of the space, it means that we keep it clean.
Next is No Tribes, Only Villages. We aim to make the Lighthouse a welcoming space for old friends and new faces alike. We encourage everyone to step outside the circle of people they might have stood up with and get to know others at the event.
Then we've got Leave Judgments at the Door. One of the great features of the Lighthouse is that it attracts people at all places in their deen and in their lives. That gives our community broad perspective. And we aim to nurture that by encouraging one another to have empathy and for everyone and their lived experiences.
And that leads us to Off the Record. You might have also heard it be called Vegas rules. The lighthouse is a space where people can be vulnerable and connect with one another. To keep it that way, we ask that everything said at the lighthouse stays at the lighthouse. Of course, the lessons that we learn can go with us as well.
Then we've got the golden rule, respect. Treat others the way that they want to be treated and be respectful of their boundaries.
And last but not least, we have step up, step back. Community members who come to the lighthouse are challenged to both meaningfully contribute to the discussions we have and to make space for others to do the same.
The 5 of us are facilitators. However, we have all been on the opposite side as well, and we know just how important facilitation is. Personally, I found myself at the lighthouse 3 years ago. I was looking for a new community after being gone from North Carolina for 10 years, and the lighthouse was very much recommended. I did find it to be a very nice place with very nice people, but there was definitely room for improvement. Alhamdulillah, I've seen that with facilitation, there is a much more intentional way of welcoming new people into the space, as well as making sure that even the regulars feel like they are important.
That's beautiful, Noura. For me, I saw the most benefit of adding facilitation to the Lighthouse at our Sunday Young Professionals D&D Halakha. As much as I enjoyed the discussion-based halakha, the addition of introductions at the beginning allowed me to feel much closer to the folks that were attending the event, as well as create a more personal relationship with the speaker.
In my experience, implementing facilitation has enhanced the Lighthouse Project's mission in that it has made an outstanding impact on community engagement by placing emphasis on communal participation and navigating events in a welcoming and concise manner.
What I love about facilitation is that it's made me a more intentional community member. I think more about who I am when I show up to events and how I engage with others, and it's allowed me to form more meaningful connections.
Being a facilitator reminds me of the first time that I attended Lighthouse and the moment that I knew I'd return because I knew I belonged here. So inshallah, you get the opportunity to experience facilitation for yourself by visiting a Lighthouse event soon.
All right, thank you, facilitators. Through the training and efforts made by our volunteers at the Lighthouse Project, we've seen vast improvements in people's perception of our space and the Muslim community at large. We'll continue to make progress in this area in the upcoming year. Aside from the wonderful people that gather at the Lighthouse Project, our programming is the main attraction. I'd like to call our program manager, Ali Hida, and our operations manager, Sada Sanawi, to share more on our programming.
Hello.
Number 2, please.
Hello.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Why don't we turn on the lights? Why don't we turn on the lights? I want to see all these beautiful faces, mashallah, mashallah. I still can't see because there's some spotlights. Assalamualaikum, how are you? How's everything? I feel like I'm about to do some fundraising, but Sara and I, we're here to talk about our incubator and our programs over the past year. And I'd just like to introduce myself. My name is Ali Hida, and I'm the program manager here at the Lighthouse Project.
Assalamu alaikum, and my name is Sada Sanawi, and I'm the operations manager for the Lighthouse Project. So, as you'll see throughout the night, the Lighthouse Project is and means a lot of things. However, our mission is really put to practice through our programming and our incubator model. So, what is an incubator? To start, the purpose of the incubator program at the Lighthouse Project is to give groups or individuals in our community the resources and platforms to build their own nonprofits that speak to them. Empowering local community members to become leaders is a core value of our organization, and we hope that our combined efforts can reach people far beyond what we can do alone. They worked really hard over the past year and have put together a recap of all they've accomplished. So with that, let's see what they've been up to.
vision for Dawam was to establish a school or an institute where Allah can give us consistency in seeking knowledge, and students can go from one level to the next and learn Islamic knowledge and make it accessible. In 5 years, inshallah, the hope is that these students will be, when it comes to Quran, will be able to recite it and articulate it properly. And when it comes to understanding the meaning of the Quran, they'll be able to understand it. And also, to a good extent, our hope is that they'll be able to practice it and become role models in this community and the communities around us.
Dawam has facilitated a space to be around people of knowledge and to benefit from people of knowledge, not just with their item, but also with their character, the behavior, the way they carry themselves.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Juniors Club. Our mission is to create an exciting, fun, and uplifting atmosphere for our youth to grow and learn in a Muslim environment.
We meet every Friday night at the Islamic Association of Raleigh, and we cater to kids as young as 6 years old all the way to middle school.
I'm going to run you guys down through a day with the Juniors program. So first, and most importantly, we start off with the halaqah, in which we try and formulate a holistic Islamic view based off of the book, The Ideal Muslim. We broke it down into about 9 weeks of halaqat, in which we go over how the Muslim interacts with their Lord, with themselves, with their families, and with the community around them. Afterwards, we play sports and we have food. We hope that the children end up forming a strong bond with their mentors and with their counselors, because ultimately, as they grow older, they won't remember the content of the halaqat, but rather the attitude of the mentors that taught them and their interactions with them.
At Juniors Club, we try to keep it fun and exciting. We've done baking classes, we've done Lego building classes, we've done field day where kids can play different sports. We've went to the movie theaters, we do Ramadan and Eid celebrations. It's an exciting environment for a kid to bond and grow in and meet other Muslims that they can have friends for life, inshallah.
I'm proud to say that we've incubated over 20 different organizations over the past couple of years. So from grassroots social advocacy to collectives of Muslim artists and mentorship programs, our incubators have produced impactful change in the Triangle, and we're honored to have been a part of their journey. Our incubator program is only a part of what we do, and here to introduce our programming is Ali.
Assalamualaikum everyone, you guys met me before, like 5 minutes ago. By the way, I'm not the comedian, he's coming later. Alhamdulillah, we've had a very impactful year this year, one of our most impactful years this year. And our main focus this year was on broadening the range and broadening the accessibility of all of our events, which is why, can you all hear me now? Should I repeat that? Which is why this year, we've not only added family events, we've also added children's events, we've added adult events as well. And you may be wondering, how do all of our programs tie together? And it all ties together to the principle of tarbiyah, the prophetic way of tarbiyah, or nurturing a community or a person on an individual level. That's number one. And number two, this aspect that Ibrahim talked about early, about suhbah, which means the deep level of connection that is required to build a community. And all of our programs are curated and built in a way with these two in mind. And of course, with respect to and with advice from our Islamic leaders locally and across the country. On the screen here, you'll see all of the recurrent programs that we've included just this past year, and that doesn't include some of the already recurrent programs, as well as some of the special events that we've done this year, which Sarah will talk about.
So, in addition to our recurring events, our calendar is filled with special events throughout the year. We try to focus our special events around local leaders, but sometimes we will ask speakers from outside the country, from outside the North Carolina to come join us. So one of the special events this year was a Women in Tech panel, and it was focused on breaking into your career in tech. This paved the road for our recurring professional networking events, which connects community leaders to Muslim leaders within different industries. So some of the industries that we've talked about was either dentistry, research, entrepreneurship, law, just to name a few. So in this way, the Lighthouse Project is filling a gap within the Muslim professional community.
This past Ramadan, we had the amazing opportunity to host a world-renowned scholar by the name of Al-Hajj Hisham Mahmoud. Al-Hajj Hisham Mahmoud came to us from Morocco, and he led all types of qiyams, seerah sessions, tafsir sessions, and helped us in nurturing our spiritual connection as well as raising ourselves during the month of Ramadan. The way we approach the month of Ramadan this year is keeping in mind that there is sometimes a gap in this community where some of us don't know how to approach Ramadan, or perhaps don't know how to keep what we've had during Ramadan afterwards. Which is why we had scholars such as Maulana Atiq, who is local, as well as Sheikh Umair Hasib, come before and after Ramadan to teach us what we just talked about, how to approach Ramadan, as well as how to keep what we've built during Ramadan. And in addition to that, just to highlight some of our numbers, we've served over 850 community members this year. We've had 5 iftars, as well as 15 events during Ramadan, more than 15. Think about it, that's, what is that? I'm not good at math, someone help me. 1 event every 2 days. So that's very recurring, and alhamdulillah, we've been able to do this because of the dedication that the staff has, because all of our focus is on creating these high quality programming to serve the community.
And along those lines, service is at the heart of everything that we do. So in response to the ongoing genocide in Gaza, we became a vital space for healing, dialogue, and education. Throughout the past year, we've organized workshops, open mics, screenings, and art projects, all focused on raising awareness and supporting Gaza. So one program we had, like Tatriz and Trauma, allowed our community to channel their pain into healing through traditional art. Screenings like Born in Gaza gave us the opportunity to confront the harsh realities of life under occupation and open space for dialogue and reflections. But we didn't come together to just learn and reflect. One of the most impactful and truly heartwarming events that we had was the Children's Business Fair. So our community's kids raised over $27,000 for Heal Palestine. This is a powerful example of how even our youngest members, when given the opportunity, will lead efforts to support those in need. So beyond our own lighthouse events, the space itself has become a hub for community organizers to plan protests, to create materials and coordinate actions, all in support of our brothers and sisters in Palestine. And while we remain committed to supporting those suffering abroad, we also recognize the importance of continuing our work to address local challenges. So, to talk more about our local North Carolina food drive, please help me welcome Amir Abdelbaki and Marwan Arifa.
Excuse us for a second. I don't know why that didn't work. Assalamu alaikum, I'm Marwan. I'm a freshman at UNC Charlotte.
And my name is Amir Abdelbaki. I'm a freshman at UNC Chapel Hill.
And today we're here to talk about something near and dear to both of our hearts.
The Lighthouse Project Food Drive.
So why as high schoolers did Amir and I get involved in the food drive? Well, it's because ever since we were young, we were both inspired by our three winners.
By the way, me and Marwan have known each other since kindergarten, so yes, their stories really did help us grow as people since we were kids.
So in our sophomore year of high school, we got in contact with Sister Nadia, head of the Lighthouse Project, and we got involved with the food drive. So the purpose of the food drive is to honor and carry on the legacies of our three winners. Dia was an inspiring dentist who traveled to refugee camps in the Middle East to give dental hygiene to Syrian refugees. His wife, Yusur, likewise wanted to be a dentist and had already done so much for her community, such as organizing an annual health fair in Raleigh. And her sister, Razan, was an aspiring architect and a talented painter who had portraits of peace with the proceeds, thousands of dollars, going to humanitarian and medical aid to children in the Middle East. So although they're not with us here today, the impact that they have left on our community still exists.
So when the first food drive started to honor our three winners, in 2015, the Lighthouse Project collected 21,700 meals. Now, by collaborating with churches and mosques and local high schools, which is how we got involved, and colleges, we are proud to announce that as of today, the Lighthouse Project has collected a total of 397,099 meals. Thank you. I know it's so close to 400,000, it's a bit unsatisfying to see that number, but if you were to ask the food bank of Eastern and Central North Carolina, they would say that the Lighthouse Project is the largest third-party food drive in the entire state. So, thank you. So next year, February 2025, it's a big year. It's going to be the 10th year of the Lighthouse Project's food drive. So we want to go big, and we would like to set an optimistic goal of collecting a total of 500,000 meals, inshallah, and we hope that you can make that happen.
Okay, there we go. So our three winners have inspired the both of us to lead this and organize this food drive for 3 years. And we hope that you too can do whatever you can to serve our community and keep their legacy moving on.
Thank you.
MashaAllah, another hand for our wonderful young people. They always inspire us. May Allah bless them and may Allah bless their families. They've been with us for the past few years. Marwan, what's going on? You don't like this mic? You kept hitting it. I think it wasn't working with you? It doesn't like you, I guess. No, but mashallah, we like him, and we really appreciate the work that you're doing and that you're continuing to do. Hopefully, we pray that they don't leave us, because you're in college now. Okay, hopefully you don't leave us, inshallah. Let's make them happy tonight. Just to talk a little bit about our impact this year, a lot of people are very analytical-minded. Some people, they like numbers. So let's talk about the impact that we've had this year. Alhamdulillah, we've done over 160 events this year. That is again, my math, how much is that? Almost an event every single 2 or 3 days. We have events every single week, every single month, every single quarter, and every single year. That's the cadence that we have our program set up. Every week we have a halaqah. Every month we have service. Every year we have, or every quarter, we have our outings. And every year we have, of course, our gala. And that is the cadence that we like to work at. The past year, we've served over 3,200 people within our community. And you can clap for that as well. And I do want to mention, there's so many of you guys here, and I'm looking at you in the eyes. You hate registering for the event, which is why I know this number is at least double because you forgot to register. So please next time make sure that you register. And of course, our sister Sara, she talked about the incubators that we've supported this year. We've supported 7, we've just added 1 recently. I did want to take a minute to recognize our amazing volunteers who without this would not have been possible. So please give them a round of applause. Of course, including Amir and Marwan as well. You know, at the Lighthouse Project, we have many amazing volunteers, and there are a lot of community leaders within this building, and we all know that volunteerism is at the heart of every single organization here in the Raleigh community, which is why at the Lighthouse Project, we've fostered this culture of recognition, appreciation, as well as training to our dedicated volunteers. And not only do we hope for them to be empowered to better serve the Lighthouse Project, but many of these volunteers take their tools outside to other organizations to better serve, for example, their local masjid or their school service or any of the other organizations that they want to serve at. And that is really the goal of the Lighthouse Project, is we want to empower people with the tools that they need in order to better serve the community as a whole. And alhamdulillah, we've seen that directly with the incubator program, but we've also seen that indirectly with some of our volunteers serving the many masajid in the area. And for that, we are very appreciative. And one more time for our volunteers. And with that said, I will hand the mic over. I don't know who's next. Oh yes, wait, go back one slide. I forgot my line. This is my line, okay? You guys have just seen all the numbers, but here are the personal stories. Okay, cue the video.
I knew that I wanted to come, and I followed the Lighthouse Project on Instagram, and finally the Sisters Quran and Coffee showed up, and I was like, okay, this is my sign, like I need to go, just check it out. And I had actually come knowing that I wanted to take my Shahada. So after it was over, I was just like, hey, before everyone leaves, like, is that possible? Can I still do that? I wanted to have that accountability for myself and be surrounded by other Muslims. So I did it right outside of the Musalla upstairs with Sister Wajiha, and the very next day was convert care. So it was like Allah had just made it, so I was just ready to hit the ground running. And I came back the next day for convert care. So, yeah.
But it's nice when you're with a group that you're learning with, or who you're learning with, and people come together for the sake of Allah and learn together for the sake of Allah. I think that's really awesome.
Basically, it's just the idea of everyone being on the same boat, you know, like we all come in, no one can judge anyone. So that way you feel more comfortable sharing your ideas and, you know, without being feared, you know, without having the fear of being judged.
So the lighthouse provides a safe place for people who not only want to be a part of a community, but also want to influence the community in different ways, and they are open to you being your own, the light in the dark room as well.
And you know, everyone likes to think they know everything to some extent. And it's just opening my mind up a bit more about people's different experiences and things like that. Things like how we do reverts, people who moved here from different areas, people who faced different adversities sometimes in their life, just helping become a more well-rounded and maybe like empathetic in some ways.
Just being in a space that is just with sisters makes me a lot more comfortable, especially not being Muslim at the time. I was still like kind of nervous. I mean, I already had my hijab on because I really liked it. Just be comfortable being like in a space where it's okay to be wrong and okay to ask questions, especially with like other sisters who might have had maybe the same experience, especially like in regards to the hijab, because it is a journey.
This space is very welcoming. When I first came, I thought, maybe they don't want older people here. But it was just the opposite, because when the lighthouse was first built, it was designed for college kids. It was designed for young adults. And then when I saw that it was started opening to older people, not that a lot of older people come, I said, let me try it out. Like,
I come to the Ghazali Cafe every month the most, and it's had an impact on my life socially, religiously, and every way possible, because you get to hear a lot of ideas from different people, you know, and then also challenge your own and see things through a different perspective and different lenses.
Without the Lighthouse Project, a lot of people would be lost trying to fit in with, you know, American ideology, and it really provides guidance and a safe place for Muslims to be Muslims.
I like coming to the Lighthouse specifically because you meet a lot of people who are similar in your age most of the time, and they've also seen the same things you can say or experienced the same things. Sometimes you feel like a gap with other people, but I would say like most of us who are here come from like similar backgrounds. Like they grew up here, or they grew up in this feeling like they're the minority and things like that. So when you come here and you talk to other people and their perspectives, how sometimes they've dealt with issues that you've been dealing with as well. It's very nice and comforting.
I feel when I read the Quran, and even if other people are like reciting the Quran, you just get like this sense of like peace around you. And I pretty much get that sense of peace every time I like come here, because like outside of the lighthouse, I know that there are other Muslims around. I don't necessarily know if they're male because it's not as noticeable on the outside. So this is like a space that's like specifically a place for Muslims to get together, which is pretty cool, because outside that you don't really have that environment, especially being a convert, and I'm the only one in my family, so I don't really have that connection at home, let's say. So this is kind of like my home away from home.
the past year has been really crazy with Gaza and everything that's been happening around the world. Lebanon now. I really needed a space where I can find some peace, and this has been it for me, mashallah.
So before the Lighthouse Project, I was new to North Carolina. The stuff in Palestine just started, so I really didn't have a community here. And one of my friends sent me an open mic, and it really provided me a place where I felt community, and I also felt like I wasn't alone during a hard time.
We express our thoughts, but we also always try to keep it Islamic, right? We want to go back, we go back to the Sunnah, or we go back to the Quran, the Hadiths, and things like that, and see how the Prophet Muhammad might have dealt with the situation, or something similar to that.
The Lighthouse Project is really, I guess, like the lighthouse itself is like a beacon for other Muslims to come and gather together.
Being the lighthouse in the darkest places, especially in these times, and like how America views as Muslims,
the Lighthouse Project serves as its own role and its own facility that also supplements what's going on at the masjid and vice versa.
So really going from a really dark place to being around a bunch of people pushing me to, you know, to stay connected within the community and to better the community in just showing up and being there. It's connected me to an entire network of people inside of North Carolina when I was just, you know, a new person to the city that literally knew one person. So. The program share, tap in with them.
That was amazing. All right, let's rerun that back. Kind of. You said a bunch of awesome stuff. Just do it again, and I think that was great. So it's
no notes.
I had to speak from the heart, you know.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I already started getting teary-eyed, so I think the more times I do this, by the last time I'm gonna be like, ugh.
You weren't videoing?
No, I was.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
Oh, you can edit. You can cut and paste.
I think that was perfect.
Hello? All right, thank you all again for being here. We're so proud of the work we do and the community we've created at the Lighthouse Project, so we're happy to share it all with you all, and we welcome you all to the Lighthouse family. Just a few quick reminders that these are all our socials at LH Proj on Instagram, on Facebook. We have a WhatsApp group. We would love for you to join. That's the best way to get live updates on everything we do. And just a quick final reminder, we do have our silent auction going on. It closes at 8:10, so you have 10 minutes to get in those last bids. All the money goes towards the Lighthouse Project, so we appreciate some generous bids on these amazing items that local businesses have donated us. And in case you don't have it, the QR code is in the program. So thank you again.
All right. Appreciate everybody's patience as we've kind of shared all of the programming that we do at the Lighthouse. It's a lot, and I think that it's a testament to the work that the team has really done over the last year. And if you've been following our journey over the last few years, you'll see that we've grown every year, both in capacity in terms of staff and also in terms of programs. And if you visited the Lighthouse this last year during Ramadan, you would see that we have outgrown our space. A lot of our programs are capped. A lot of our programs are not able to accommodate the number of people that want to attend. And so with that, one of the things that we want to talk about this year is our plans for the future. So, this is the first floor of the Lighthouse. And one of the things that we're really excited about this year is taking over and taking on the entire building at the Lighthouse. Many of you may think that, that is the Lighthouse, but today or prior to this month, we were just a small tenant in that space. Now, our plan is to kind of take over all of the building, and along with that, kind of upfit and renovate the space a little bit. So this is, what you see on the screen here are some of our ideas for that space. The back half of the building, which is on the right side of the screen, will be the first kind of area that we go into to really open that up and create kind of a larger space for all of our gatherings, our circles, our get-togethers to happen. And then the second phase would be to renovate that front half of the first floor. kind of expanding the cafe, allowing it to serve more of the favorite drinks that you guys like, and kind of opening up more hours as well. So really excited for that. And the first phase, really, like I mentioned, is that front or that back part of the building where we want to open that up. That's going to be part of the fundraising that you hear tonight as well. But the donations that we need to make that happen is about $40,000. So again, just trying to continue to give to the community, trying to provide space for them to do that. And I'm going to ask a couple of folks to come up here next to talk to you more about that.
Assalamu alaikum, people. I know that food coma is about to hit, so actually probably already hit, so I need you guys to wake up. My name is Mohsen Zakayib. I lead one of the programs. You saw my beautiful face on one of the videos. I'm sure it was unforgettable. And I also used to work at the Lighthouse Project. Ali took my position, clearly an upgrade, clearly. So yeah.
Is it on now?
I think the power transferred over to this mic.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Mansoor. I recently joined the board of Lighthouse, and I'm excited to be here in front of you all today. If I can have everyone stand up. Stand up for just a second. Everyone, stand up. Let's get some energy in the room. Can we turn off those spotlights and turn the lights on so we can see everyone, inshallah? And everyone, repeat after me. Let's get shaitan out of our hearts, and so let's say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitan ar-rajim. Let's get shaitan out of our hearts, because now is the time for us to, you can sit down. Now is the time for us to contribute to everything that you just saw everyone here talk about. It's important for us to take part in these community initiatives. It's important for us to give in a way that supports these institutions far beyond what we are participating in.
Absolutely. And so I'm just going to give you a rundown of how we're going to do things tonight. Being LHP, being innovators in the community, we decided, you know what, we're not going to hold dinner as a hostage, right? Or you guys hostage. You guys know what I mean, right? Hostage dinner. So we fed you guys so you guys can be happy. That was also a tactical move, because we want you to be happy when you open your checkbooks. But checkbooks is old, so now you open your Zells or whatever things that are out there. So we're going to be doing this auction in a passive way. If you see right in front of you, there are pledge cards. On these pledge cards, there is a place where you can fill in information and write how much you would like to donate to this wonderful project. If you would like to scan the QR code and donate that way, there's also an option for that as well. Now, there are pens everywhere. If the pens don't work, we have volunteers that will come and get you new pens. Basically, after you fill in your amounts, we have volunteers going everywhere. Just give them the card and they'll take it out back into the secret area, and we're going to count the money, in a very awesome way. Also, just to, one more thing I wanted to say, we're going to be doing a live auction. I just want you guys to be ready for that, but we're going to do it a little bit later, okay?
So we have in attendance today about 300 people. Our goal for tonight is around $200,000. So that means on average, we need everyone who's attending to give around $650, a bit more, to make our mark for today. Some of you will be able to give more, some of you will be able to give less, but that's okay. We need 100% participation. And it's interesting because the crowd, if you look across today, I see 3 different generations of people sitting before us today. And so we have with us our esteemed elders. Now, I have one of my mentors used to say, beware of the individual who does not shower their children with love and does not give deference to their elders and not give respect to their elders. All these institutions like the Lighthouse and everything else we have in the community is because the path that our elders paid for us, right? We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the investment that our elders made into our communities. And so I bet if the elders, when they were watching the facilitators video and stuff like that, it may not resonate with you, it may not, but the investment that you give is for your grandchildren. These types of institutions are going to be the institutions that make sure that the institutions you build are going to be attended in 10, 15 years. Because the Lighthouse serves that bridge in the community that will serve as a bridge in the community for your grandchildren to get comfortable with their deen, for your grandchildren to empower themselves in Islam, and attend and be a part of those communities that you have spent your life dedicating to build. So I implore you, my elders, my respected elders, Whatever you were planning on giving today before you walked in these doors, double it. If you were planning on giving 1,000, give 2. If you were planning on giving 5,000, give 10. If you were planning on giving 10,000, give 20. Because you, of all people, have taught me more than anyone else that whatever you give doesn't decrease your bank accounts. It only increases it. So I ask you to dig deep into your pocketbooks, dig deep into your checkbooks. You don't have to use Zelle if you don't want to. We take all forms of cash, credit card, checks, whatever you may be. But please give and set the example for the other generations before us like you have in so many years before us.
All right, young professionals, can I get, if you consider yourself a young professional, can I get some noise? Young professionals. All right, you guys can do a little bit better than that. Young professionals. All right, I definitely saw some people who were not young professionals, but we're just gonna let that slide. I'm joking. So as you can see, youth in our mission statements or previous mission statements and at the LHP is very loosely defined because youth is defined by the heart, right? And so right now I want to talk to my young professionals really quickly. The LHP serves the young professionals as one of its main segment audiences, main segment targets in the community. So these programming, a lot of this programming that you saw is dedicated and made for you. What is the LHP? LHP is a space, it's an organization, it's an institution that's dedicated to giving you the ability, the space to amplify and to build your inner Muslim identity. And we know how important that is. And in Islam, we always talk about brotherhood and sisterhood. LHP is giving you that space where what Islam promises, you can get at the LHP. You can get those ties of brotherhood and sisterhood. In addition to that, we already saw all the political and economic and all the other factors that LHP is making a mark on. You saw the religious education, open to everybody, no matter where you are at your religious levels. You saw the economic and political events happening, empowering the community to take a stand, especially in times like this. And we've known for a very long time, but especially in this last year, it's been highlighted how important it is for us as a Muslim community to be strong in these areas. And LHP is providing you the assets to do so. So today, I don't want you to say, I cannot give. I understand. We're in that early phases of our life. We're trying to build ourselves. But by investing in the LHP, you are building for yourself. You're building for yourself and you're building for your families. So that one day, when you reach the elder age, you can have Muslim kids that are practicing and not the kids that fell through the cracks. I'm gonna repeat that again. You can have Muslim kids that are practicing in the United States of America and not those that fell through the cracks. And you could sit there and be proud of yourself. And now I'm sure you're wondering, well, what if I'm single and I don't have the capabilities, let's just say, to have children and have that promising future? Well, for you singles, I say donate to the LHP so you can find a place where you can meet your better half, okay? And our facilitators also serve as halal police, haram police barriers. So please do donate.
So I need everyone to pick up their phone or a pen and start writing because it's kind of demotivating that we're here talking and the meter's not going up. So we're not going to ask you to raise your hands unless we have to.
And we will.
So everyone, pick up a pen, pick up your phone, and start donating. These types of initiatives are only as good or only run on the donations that you give. And it's important for us to participate in these types of initiatives, these types of institutions. Because these types of institutions is going to be what makes Islam thrive in America. I fully believe that. You've seen the videos of people who are new to Islam. You've seen the videos of people who are new to the community. You've seen the impact that the work has done. Please don't let this moment pass without you donating something. Whether it's $1, $1,000, $100,000, whatever it is that you feel like you can afford, double that. And that brings me to the last population of people here, which is the young family. The young families, people like myself, we spend a lot of time sitting around the coffee table talking about this in the community and that in the community and this is happening and that's happening, and now it's time for us to put our money where our mouth is. These are the types of institutions that we need to be carrying forward. We can't depend on our parents to fund these institutions because they serve us more than they serve our parents. All of us, the young families, we have the ability to give. We all do, but we make different choices in life. Our parents when they came to this country, they made a concerted effort to sacrifice some of those things that were pleasurable to them to invest in their communities. We make the decision to buy the houses and the cars and the handbags and all of that stuff at the expense of our communities. It's time for us to participate in giving to our communities. The lighthouse, I was reflecting on this verse in the Quran, that the lighthouse, you know, there's a verse in Surah Al-Ahzab, I think, which it talks about the Prophet ﷺ being a beacon of light. And the words that Allah uses is Siraj and Munira, beacon of light. But this is the type of light that never diminishes. It just spreads light to the next, and that light just grows stronger and more pervasive throughout the communities. And that's what the lighthouse is. It's a beacon of light. It's a beacon of light that just gets stronger with each successive day. And everyone that comes through becomes illuminated in that light. So be a part of funding that initiative. Be a part of funding the institutions. Be a part of funding the light in a world where there's so much darkness that all of us are seeking that light. So everyone, take out your pocketbooks, take out your credit cards, take out your phones, and start donating. Because we're not going to get to Azhar Rahman, and he's, mashallah, very funny. We're not going to get to him until we start getting closer to our goal. We're quite far away from that goal.
So we are holding them hostage, right?
For Azhar, yeah.
Yeah,
Allah made him very funny.
Trust me, you don't want to miss this one. Now, I see a lot of you guys just like, you know, I'm sure you guys are maybe a little confused. I'm not going to even blame you guys. I think it's the tech guys that are taking time to update these, because I have full confidence that every single person here is invested in the Muslim community. So every person here at least donated $606. I know that person, I don't know who I'm pointing to, but that person right there at least donated $10,000. So I know I better see this number go up and up and up. Can you guys promise me that? Can we do that as a collective? Can you promise me? Because I want to remind you of something that Allah Azza wa Jal said. And then I'll tell you something Ali told me, okay? The thing Ali told me was kind of funny. So Allah Azza wa Jal tells us in the Quran, who will loan Allah a goodly loan? Who will give Allah money? And you've heard this verse, but it's such a powerful verse. And Allah responds, whoever gives a loan to Allah, a goodly loan, فَيُضَاعِفَهُ لَهُ أَضْعَافًا كَثِيرًا, that Allah will multiply it for them multiples. And Ali told me something funny. He was like, do you know this psychologist was doing research, and he said for every dollar someone gives, 1.6 times back, or dollar amount back comes to them. And then he said, he might have made that up, but it still counts. So I want you to, inshallah, give not just for yourself, but for your akhirah, give for your kids, and give for yourself. If you want more money, give money. That's how it works.
Keep it coming, You know, I was at a fundraiser once where the person who was fundraising, he started calling out individual people in the crowd and started naming them and said, you know, brother and so, $5,000. I can resort to that if we're not getting close to I know most of the people in this room. Or I can just shout Ahmed or Muhammad, and that'll probably be half of the people in this room. Prime candidate is sitting at the front table. Come on, we need to get closer. We need to get to half. Let's try to get to $100,000 in the next few minutes.
What do you think about switching the form? So what do you think about switching this into a 2-minute active fundraiser?
Do you guys want to raise hands? No one likes the hand raising.
Oh, she gave $30,000, guys. She didn't say.
Charging it to her father's credit card. Is that right, Noor Khan? Donating on behalf of your father? And grandfather, is that true? Joint family investment. See, I can call out people by name. Let's keep it coming. We're at 60. We need 40 more before we move to the auction. We're at 60.
Come on, guys. I know you have it. I mean,
come on.
I'm going to assume.
$600 per person. Some of you can give a lot more. I know that. Some of you may not be able to give 600. You know, when you give and it's comfortable, that means you're not giving enough. When you give and you're changing the way you live your life, that means you're starting to give. That's how the examples were set before us, that they gave in ways that made their lives uncomfortable. We have so many examples of communities, of people who are struggling right now, this community, mashallah, is not one. We have so many things to be proud of, so many to be grateful for. Let's continue to give. Let's continue to give and support the institutions that serve our communities in ways that we personally may not be able to with our time.
And make sure to raise the placard or raise the card when you give, right? So that our volunteers can know to come and pick that up, and so we can take it to the secret room and add it up, all right? So we're gonna come back to this. Don't think we forgot about this. We're gonna come back to this, but we're gonna quickly do a live auctioning, okay? And I wanna tell you all a little secret. I've always wanted to do a live auctioning, like be the person who's like, you know, 200, 200, 200, 300, you know. So I want you guys to help me fulfill my dream, okay? This is not for you, it's not for the LHP. Help me fulfill my dream, okay? Thank you. So, this beautiful painting, and it's my first time, and they gave me a superstar, right? They gave me a well-known artist who has decades of experience. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna do this justice. I'm gonna read her profile to you, okay? So that you guys can know how amazing and how much dedication went into this beautiful piece of art called Resilience. So, I'm gonna read Sister Hanan's bio real quick. Once I find it. There we go. All right, so Sister Hanan Jamili is a native of Raleigh, is a fine arts painter and instructor for over a decade, with a distinctive style that blends abstract art with Arabic calligraphy. Jamili's work aims to evoke deep emotion with a meaningful narrative. A key goal in her work is to give back to various communities. Through her work, Jamili has raised over $40,000 to various charities and local organizations. Jamili's art is a testament to the power of art for social change and community support. $40,000 through her art. I think that deserves a clap, yes. She put her talent for the sake of Allah, and I wish we all could do that. So Jazakallah khair, and may Allah bless you for that. And now this beautiful piece of painting, which will start at $1,000. This is $1,000. If you guys don't bid more than $1,000, I'm gonna get real mad, okay? $1,000, and we're gonna start the bidding at $1,000. Let me tell you a little bit about the painting itself. So as you guys can see, here we have the verse, فَإِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا. Verily, with hardship comes ease. The depth of resilience plays a profound role in this verse from the Quran, because even in its simplicity, it reveals a powerful message. The word with expresses that ease can indeed be found within hardship, and resilience is attained by knowing that Allah has given us the strength and patience to bear it. This piece is infused with elements of resilience to honor the people of Palestine. Right here you can see the flag. Within the painting, you will find the colors of the flag: red, black, white, and green. This inclusion of the flag serves as a poignant reminder that their plight is also our test. It also serves as a tribute to knowing that the ease in our hardship is already here.
Before we begin the auctioning, if you have filled out a card, raise your hand high so the volunteers can come and get that card. So that way we can keep appropriate tabs on what we're raising today, inshallah. So just raise that high so that we can have volunteers come and pick up that card.
All right, so we're starting this piece off. Let me get into my bidder first. All right, people, we're starting this off at $1,000. Can I see? And we're gonna go up increments, $1,000. All right, $2,000. We got $2,000. Do we have 3,000? I'm gonna say $3,000. I'm sorry, your daughter did it, not me. $3,000. All right, can we get a $4,000? Do we have a $4,000? We got $4,000. All right, 5,000. Can we go with 5? 5,000? $5,000. I see him right there. $5,000. All right, now we're gonna jump to 7. $7,000. Who's got 7? Oh, did I skip 6? Oh, my bad. $7,000. Who's gonna go with $7,000? Come on, guys. This painting is worth more than $7,000. $7,000? All right, we'll drop it back to 6. Oh, I saw that on the 7th, though. 6. We'll go. 7? Allahu Akbar. Takbir. Allahu Akbar. $7,000. All right, we're going to go to 8,000. Anyone want to give $8,000? Thank you so much. All right, let's keep it going. $9,000. $9,000. Did I see a hand? Did I miss a hand? $9,000? 9,000 going once, going twice. All right, so we're going to go back to increments of 500. So $8,500. See, I got you guys there. $8,500. This is so fun. I should maybe take this as a career. 8,500. All right. Going once. All right. 8,250. 8,250. All right. 8,001. 8,001. You could get the painting back. You could get it back. Just raise your hand. Just raise your hand. All right, so we're going with 8,000 once, 8,000 twice. Oh, we got 9,000 or 8,001? I'll pick 9,000. We got $9,000. Allahu Akbar. $9,000. All right, since we're on a fire, let's just go for 10. Like 9 is kind of a weird number.
You got 10. You got 10.
Oh, we got 10,000. Oh! Can we start a bidding war? Because I've always wanted to be part of that too. $10,000. All right, can we go to 11? $11,000. Anybody? 11? 11? She's gonna outbid you anyways, just raise your hand. 11? 11?
We got 11.
Going?
We got 11.
Oh,
yeah, we got 11.
Oh, we got 11. All right, 12. I'm looking at you. I know. 12. There we go. $12,000. That's what I'm talking about. All right, who's got 13? Who's got 13? This is a verse of the Quran that emphasizes something that we need in our modern life today. With everything going on, you could wake up in the morning, look at this beautiful painting, get reminded of the verse of Allah. Sister Hanan gets reward in this life and the next. You get reward in this life and the next. It's a win-win. At least where's 15? How much was that?
I think you're at 13, right?
13? Okay, I like to jump around, confuse people. $13,000. We got 13. Going once.
We got 13.
We got 13. All right, $14,000. Come on, now you got to get to 15. $14,000. Anybody?
There we go.
$14,000. Thank you. All right. Can we get to 15? $15,000. We got 15? We got 15?
We got 15. We got
$15,000. All right. So now, let's see. Can we get to 16? 16,000. I'm looking at $16,000. All right. So let's mark it up to 18. What do you say? 18, right? I mean, they're already doing a bidding war. Like, let them go. $18,000. Going.
18.
18,000. We got 18. All right. $20,000. Round it out. This painting, by my expert calculation, is at least $359,672. So $20,000 is nothing. So $20,000. We have anyone? $20,000. If you give $20,000 for this painting, you know what that means? Sister Hanan raised $40,000 working with various charities. You will raise 50% of that in one charity event. Allahu Akbar. So is anyone going to go with $20,000? Going once. Make me happy. Going twice. Please make me happy. Going 3 times. All right, we're sold at $18,000. Thank you so much. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Mabruk, Sister Hanan.
Hanan, do you have a second painting we can sell to the second bidder? We'll get 16.
At 16. All right, so we want to go back to this?
What are we at in terms of the total?
How much are we at for the total?
Can we switch it back? 87.
All right.
So we need at least, we need to get to 125 tonight. Our goal is 200. We need to get 125 in the next, let's type 5 or 10 minutes. Does that work? So 125 is $38,000, which means with the 300 people here, that is somewhere around 1,100. No, is that right? No, that's wrong.
I'm just gonna say you're right.
No, that's like 110.
All right.
110.
We're gonna do a quick live. I know you guys don't want to raise hands, but if anyone wants to give 20, 10, $5,000, this is the time to do it. So we're gonna close out this gap, inshallah. Okay? We're gonna start with 20. We're gonna just raise your hand if you want to give that. Okay? And then we're gonna go down incrementally, and then we'll make it quick. Okay? So anyone want to give $20,000? Help us close this gap, inshallah. All right, we'll drop it down to $15,000. Help us close.
Wait, we're at 104, so we just jumped 17.
Oh wow!
So someone did give 20.
That worked.
Can we get 19 more to get to 125 in the next few minutes, inshallah? 19 more. Now look, the money will be used. You saw for the expansion purposes, $40,000 there. And then the lighthouse runs a very slim budget. It's like $200,000 a year for the actual operations of the building and the programs and so forth. So everything you saw there, all the programs, all the impact, was from a budget of just $200,000. So it's a very efficient organization. You know, I joined the Lighthouse board not more than, 4 to 5 weeks ago. And I joined it because, you know, when we were sitting in the, Ibrahim and Nadia, we were talking, and Nadia said, she asked me the first question, she said, why do you want to join the Lighthouse board? And I asked her, I said, Nadia, what is a lighthouse? Like, what is the purpose of the lighthouse? Because from someone who just visits, there's so many different things that it does. And so what is your core mission? What is the purpose that you serve in the community? And so Nadia and Ibrahim each articulated their vision of what the role of Lighthouse serving the community was. And it was slightly different. They weren't saying the same thing. One of them had a point of view of something, the other one had a different point of view. And that resonated with me because the Lighthouse means so many different things to so many different people. If you were to ask each individual person who attends the Lighthouse, what is the Lighthouse? What role does it play in your life? People will come at it from different angles, different perspectives. And the beautiful part about that is that it all is a bridge that connects everyone closer to God. The Lighthouse, essentially you boil it down to that purpose, that role that it plays. That everyone who attends, they leave feeling closer connected in their relationship with Allah. And they leave with closer connections with their relationship with one another. They leave with closer connections with their communities. And so that's the role that Lighthouse plays, and it may play for you a specific path, and that's why you need to invest in the community, invest in the institutions. That's why we need the more space. That's why we need the first floor to be opened up. Because if you come, there's not enough space for people to sit. For any different event, all the networking events, whether it be that or the classes that are taught or the different social things that happen, they're always all packed, and you find what it is for you that you want to attend, but you come and there's standing room only. So the funds that will be used to open up the event, you will earn the reward for every person that comes and sits in that space, right? You will earn the reward for every person that comes and sits in that space. And all the funds that you give for all the programs and everything that touches people's lives, that touches people's hearts, that is the fruits of your investment into the Lighthouse. That is the fruits of your investment into the Lighthouse. What are we at right now in terms of total? We were at 108.
So just want you to know, I'm not supposed to say this, but you know, giving charity, you can kind of hide that on taxes and not give your money to a government that's sending weapons. I shouldn't have said that. But if you want to give, some charity, inshallah, give to a righteous cause, we're just going to be up here for a couple more moments. If you're wondering why we're still up here, 2 reasons. Number one, I refuse to believe that this community does not value LHP more than the amount that's shown on the screen. I know that for a fact. I know that for a fact. And number two is because if we leave, then they might kill us back there. So, can we get a couple more pledges, inshallah, and then we'll be gone out of your way, inshallah. I see 2 more pledges over there, and if we can get a couple more, and then we're going to be out of your way, inshallah.
All right, 116, 9 away. 9 away and we'll stop talking. I promise. 9,000 and we'll stop talking. 9,000 for 300 people is what? $30 a person? Is that right? No, that's wrong. $300 a person. Right? After that, you're good at math. 300, right? Yeah, I got to get these engineers doing their $300 a person. Can we get that to close it out? We'll get to 125. $300 a person.
How about we get a matching going? How about someone wants to match with another? Right? Someone put up a certain amount, encourage others to give, get double the reward. Sounds like a good offer to me. Anyone want to do that? Anyone interested in that?
We do have a matcher. Yeah, for the next 10,000, we'll get matched. Next 10,000 that's raised, we'll get matched.
All right, now you're losing LHP money if you don't donate. So I need you to do that. Come on.
That means we'll get to, was it 136, right? Yeah. So next 10,000 will get matched. Actually, next 17. So next 17 will get matched. 17. So next $17,000 will be matched dollar for dollar. That'll get us up 34 to 140. Right? No, I'm wrong. My math. I'm really bad at math right today. 150. That'll get us to 150. right? So let's dig in. Let's dig in. 17,000 will be matched if we get 17 in the next few minutes.
All right, so I got a very special offer from our sister Hanan, the amazing artist that drew this. She has another just as amazing painting, and she said for $10,000 you can have that one. So, sorry, sorry, Art, for the bidding thing. But $10,000. Oh, there it is. We could also do bidding for this, but I'm not gonna put you guys through that again. So $10,000, we're gonna match that, okay? So anyone would like to buy this painting for $10,000? Only 1 0 and then 3 zeros after that, just so if something was lost in translation. And we have $17,000 waiting to match. Now I can't get off this stage. Because if I get off, they're gonna be like, you lost us $27,000. Great job, Mohsen, right? So I need people here to match. All right, let's see. Oh, we're up to 120.
So just to clarify, the 120 doesn't include the match yet, right? So we're still waiting on, we just gotten 4, so we're waiting on 13 more to get the full match, right? So 13,000 more, and we get an additional 17 from the 2 donors who said they'll match.
13K, that's it. I feel like you guys need some spiritual reminders. Okay, so I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna tell you a story of Abu Bakr Umar radiallahu anhu, and by the time I finish, I hope the meter is up there. So Umar radiallahu anhu, he always wanted to outcompete, Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, because Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu always used to give in charity. And so one day Umar radiallahu anhu was like, I'm going to beat Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. And so he went to his house, he told his wife, half of everything we own, let's give it away for the sake of Allah. And so they gave 50% of his entire wealth away for the sake of Allah. And he was like, I'm definitely gonna win today. He arrives, and Abu Bakr gave away 100% of his wealth for the sake of Allah. Everything he owned for the sake of Allah. Now, do you think that Abu Bakr was poor? No, he just kept getting richer and richer and richer. And if you want a stronger emphasis on why giving generates more money, Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu is the perfect example. And every Sahaba is the perfect example of this. Don't trust me, trust the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, our master, and trust Allah Azza wa Jal, the creator of your money, my money, the creator of this painting and your paintings. You see what I did there, like the painting, the outside? Come on, that was good. Laugh, people. All right, right? The creator of everything. So, we're gonna do 3 seconds, and this screen is gonna come back up. And if it's not up, I'm gonna physically show my, okay? So, 3, 2, 1, screen change. Don't embarrass me. 3.
We're at that point in the fundraiser where everyone's losing energy. Everyone's like, get those guys off stage. We want to see Azhar Osman.
Hey, speak for yourself. They want me here, all right?
It's fun. I personally don't like coming to fundraisers. I actually try to avoid them at all costs. But I come to this one because I don't feel like it's asking for money when you're asking for something good. I actually saw Azhar getting coffee, and we knew each other from Chicago, and he looked at me and said, you're doing the fundraising? And he started chuckling, right? Because I don't like to come to fundraisers, but this is an initiative where it's not about raising funds, it's about investing in those institutions, again, that are going to be the ambassadors for Islam for our next generation of American Muslims. So what are we at? What are we at in total? Did we hit the 150?
3, change screen. 3, 2, 1. Oh, it worked! All right, we're at $125,000. Is that what we wanted?
That is, right? No, wait. We were at 116, so that's only 9. So we need 4 more. Is that right?
Come on, guys. We could have
We need
ended
4 more.
this.
8 more? We need 8 more. We need 8 more.
All right, the bidder's back. All right, we got another painting for sale here. $10,000. Sister Hanan is being extremely generous for 10K with this amazing painting. And what is it representing? It is representing faith. You ask me how? Because who has, oh, okay. I was about to give my punchline, man. But thank you, I love this. This painting was displayed in a local, oh. Can you come back with more note cards? Because I'm running out of material. This painting was displayed in a local gallery here in North Carolina. So you could go back to your homes and then invite people for dawats and for dinners and be like, oh yeah, this painting right here? Yeah, it was just displayed in a North Carolina gallery, and you could be one of those rich folks, you know what I'm saying? So, please, we need $10,000 if anyone wants to buy this beautiful, beautiful painting that represents faith itself. How, you ask? I mean, look at the flag. Is that not enough? Have you not seen the people of Palestine? If they don't represent faith, if they don't represent the hadith where the Prophet ﷺ was asked, who suffered the most, who struggled the most, who have the most affliction upon them, the Prophet ﷺ said, Al-Anbiya, fal-amthal thumma al-amthal, or thumma al-amthal fal-amthal. That the prophets and those that are closest after them and those that are closest after them. And he said, فَيُبْتَلَ الرَّجُلُ عَلَى حَسَبِ دِينِهِ. That a man is tested, or in this case man being general, man and women are tested based on their religion. And so if this is the test of Palestine, I know in the heart of my hearts that those are the people of faith. And I want to be like them. This painting can remind you of that every single day. So we're going to go, let's say 3 more minutes inshallah, and then we're going to close out the fundraising portion of the night. So stick with us. So $10,000 for this painting, and you can also give $4,000 towards the doubling. Can we count that? If someone gives $10,000, can we count that towards the $4,000? Perfect. All right. So $10,000 or $4,000 to match. You can raise your hands right now, because if you guys think you're tired, imagine how I feel, and imagine how Mansoor feels. Yeah, have some pity on us, guys. Come on. Who said that? Why are you exposing a brother like that? But good point.
All right, last 2 minutes. Last 2 minutes. Let's do a power round and let's get the last 8,000 and then we're done. Promise, we're done. And we'll be at the 150, inshallah.
If a single person gives, I promise you, I will find your spouse for you. Inshallah.
Ali just raised his hand.
Oh, Ali, did you raise your hand? Bro, you didn't tell me you were looking. Mashallah.
All right, I got a buyer for the art for 10,000. So we have reached our goal. Alhamdulillah. Takbir. Takbir. So that puts us over 150. So we'll still have a gap to close in the next few weeks of 50,000. But Jazakallah khair for everyone for their generosity. And I hope if you didn't give today, or if you gave some of what you wanted to give, you come back over the next few weeks, next few days, and give more. If you made a pledge, please try to fulfill those pledges, because we love Muslims who raise their hands and give pledges, and then it's always a battle to collect those dollars afterwards. So don't be one of those. Make sure you fulfill your pledges. You can also give monthly. You can set it up so it automatically deducts from your bank account or your credit card. But inshallah, Allah put barakah and tawfiq in this. Ameen.
Barakallahu fikum, everyone. Thank you so much for donating, and may Allah Azza wa Jalla reward you endlessly for this piece of donation that you gave in this life and the next. Barakallahu fikum. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Thank you for participating in our silent auction tonight. Hi, Noor. I wanted to take a second and thank you all for your generous bids. They not only make our mission and our work possible, but it also shows the incredible community that we have here that makes this all possible. So a round of applause for all of you tonight for making this all possible. I would also like to take a second and thank all of our donors. Without your contributions, this night also would not be possible. So let's take a look up at the screen. If you see your name up here, you can come find me in the lobby and you can collect your prizes. Some of the items might not have physical prizes, so you can contact me at the email listed below and I'll help coordinate that for you. Now we are excited to move on to the entertainment portion of the night, brought to you by our platinum sponsor, Friends of Abaru. This wonderful organization
provides free education, healthcare, food, and vocational training for children in Lahore, Pakistan. So if you'd like to learn more about this organization, you can visit them at abaru.org and learn more about what they do. We are grateful to have them as our platinum sponsor for this evening, and we want to thank them for their contributions to the Lighthouse. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce the opening act, Christina Ali. Known to many as QG, Christina Ali, on all her social media platforms, Christina is a Haitian American Muslim comedian who brings her unique perspectives to stage, drawing inspiration from her everyday experiences. Christina was raised a Christian, but embraced Islam in 2017 while attending UNC Chapel Hill, where she learned about the inspiring stories of our three winners. This pivotal moment sparked her journey into stand-up comedy, allowing her to share her faith, family, and adventures through humor. Christina aspires to bring people together with her comedy, embodying her motto, "If we can laugh together, we can learn together." Beyond her comedic talents, she is currently completing her master's in public policy at Duke University, working to ensure that policies we create promote diversity and inclusivity while eliminating hate. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to our talented Christina Ali.
Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, honestly. As a convert, that's the best feeling, is you finally have that confidence to say it with your chest. When you're a new convert, you whisper a lot because you don't know what you're doing. A sister says, "Assalamu alaikum," you're like, "Wa alaikum assalam." Because you don't want to scare anybody or make people think you don't know what you're talking about. And mashallah, the Muslim community is so nice, you don't correct us when we look crazy. You know what I mean? Like, you know, with the reverts, as long as I say I'm a convert, I can look a little crazy for a little bit. Like, I can wear a shower curtain as an abaya and a Walmart bag as my hijab, and no one's gonna be like, "Get help, you need something." They're gonna say, "Allahu Mubarak, the sister is modest. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, the sister is modest." As I'm learning more about being Muslim, it was just really fun because you learn everything with Allah is good. Therefore, all words with Allah are also good. Therefore, if you use all words with Allah, you are always right. However, you must learn that not all of them should work together. So people say, "MashaAllah, like, MashaAllah, you know, she just got married, MashaAllah, he became a doctor, XYZ. So for the longest time, I simply thought that MashaAllah simply meant, "You go, girl, so saith Allah." You know, like, now I know better, of course. But for the longest time, I was like, "Slay, is that in the Quran?" Like, her. There was one time I learned there's one, a sister got married and I was like, "Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar, astaghfirullah, sis, we are with you." There was one Ramadan I was running around talking about Eid, my Barak, everyone, and finally an auntie comes up to me and she says, "Habibti, what are you saying?" And I'm like, "My Barak, sis, like celebration, duh, you should know this." She's like, "Habibti, it's Mubarak." SubhanAllah, the more you know. I am the only Muslim in my family, but my mom is slowly coming around because the more I talk about getting married, the more she's like, "Okay, me and the Muslims are on the same page. You need to get married and stop playing." I'm like, "Mom, I'm trying." And as soon as you talk about marriage, she sounds like she's an auntie from back home. She's like, "Do you want me to call somebody from back home?" I'm like, "Mom, we're from Haiti. We're the Muslims." She's like, "God willing." I'm like, "Does he need a green card?" "You know, only God knows. Only God knows." And I feel like my mom is like slowly learning about Islam just so she can kind of roast me a little bit. Like, we'll be having, you know, dinner together and someone's like, "Christina, how's being Muslim going?" My mom's like, "Isn't that the religion with the 4 wives?" And I'm like, "Yes, but historically, so babe, you don't even have to make the starting lineup, you just gotta make the team." My mom is a savage. She's like, "Learn to play some offense, some defense, make some chai, do something. Like, get back in there, my sis." And I'm like, "Mom, as soon as I find a husband, I will let you know, I promise." I will say, I do want to end with this. I know that was quick, but there'll be more another time. But I do want to end with this. So I was attending UNC Chapel Hill February 10th, 2015. I remember the martyrdom of the 3 winners, and I remember particularly, I probably scared Ferris Bearcat on the way in here, because I was like, are you Ferris Bearcat? And he probably looked a little scared. He's like, oh, we just letting anybody in these days, aren't we? Just anybody that says they knew him, we're just like, oh, come on in. But I remember I was, at the time, Christian, baptized twice. So Islam was my last shot. You know what I mean? Like, Allah's like, stop playing. So I remember watching Ferris Bearcats on the news with Anderson Cooper on CNN, and they said, can you tell us about Dia? And Ferris Bearcat said, man, the brother got married before me. He goes to Jannah before me. The brother really couldn't let me have anything. And I remember laughing in my room thinking, SubhanAllah, what must it be like to have so much faith that you have so much darkness around you, you still have light, you still believe. And for me, I was like, again, Christian my whole life, I've never had that kind of peace. And I thought, SubhanAllah, the way the families were able to comfort us as a community in ways that we could never comfort them. The families never met me, neither of the families. I've probably written letters, but I've never sent them, because what words do you say? You know, how do you tell a family who's gone through the worst kind of tragedy that you inspired me to become Muslim? You know what I mean? So this organization means the world to me, to be able to be here today in front of you and be a part of this in a small way. It truly feels amazing, and all I can say, Jazakallah khairan for the opportunity, and from one Muslim to another, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you, Christina, for that fantastic performance. We are so blessed to have you with us here tonight and to share your story. Now, Christina, I know that you said you learned a couple of new words, and I wanted to share one more with you. One word that in the Muslim community we often like to use is inshallah. So anytime you get a question that you don't really want to answer, and you're not really sure what you want to do, you just have to say that inshallah. So the next time your mom asks you, like, hey, when are you getting married? God willing, you know? There's nothing she can say to that one. So just a little tip for you. Now it is my pleasure to introduce our featured entertainer, Azhar Osman. A versatile stand-up comedian from Chicago, he is also an actor, writer, and producer. Azhar is a co-executive producer and staff writer for A24's acclaimed series, Rami and Mo. You may know him as a Najaf, the Gyro King, from Miss Marvel on Disney. He co-created the influential Allah Made Me Funny comedy tour and runs Numinous Company, a boutique creative firm that draws on his extensive media experience and background as an attorney and fintech entrepreneur. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Azhar Osman.
Yo, thank you very much. How about a round of applause for Sophia? Assalamu alaikum.